Hello YouTube and welcome to the Indie Evolution channel. My name is Gamer, and today we're going to be doing episode 13 of our Dead State Let's Play. In episode 12, we went on a mission for a fellow survivor by the name of Davis. He's a guy who's in a wheelchair and is kind of, I guess we're kind of the group leader. He's kind of an advisor. Comes in with helpful information. I guess he's kind of the main quest giver in a way. He sent us here to this pharmacy. We raided the pharmacy, found limited medical supplies and a few antibiotics. Right now what we're going to be doing is heading back to our shelter, and we'll see what we can get done with these antibiotics. We do have a survivor who is injured in the basement. Maybe these antibiotics will be helpful in bringing him back to a suitable condition where he can start to help the group. We also do have a emotionally distraught survivor, and we're trying to find a way to help her too. We want to bring more productive members into our group. Just as a little sidebar, a couple things I'm going to go over. There was the first major update to the game did occur earlier in the week. And the main change that we're going to see in this new update is that the game will now have random encounters. So you might notice as we're traveling to areas on occasion, we're going to run into bandits or hordes of zombies as we move from area to area. That's a good addition. It's something that a lot of people were waiting for in the game, and I for one am happy to see it added. To accommodate this feature, they have added 10 random maps with more to come in future builds. They have also added random scavenge locations where you will be able to scavenge food. They have added random fishing locations, but they haven't added fishing equipment, so you will be able to see those areas. You won't be able to actually utilize them. The fishing equipment will be brought to us in a patch sometime before update 2, hopefully. Also, from what I understand, now there will be a feature. Well, look at that. I don't know if that was added in the update or if that has always been there and I never noticed it. There will also be a feature now that allows you to manage the shelter inventory more efficiently. And we can look at that feature right here, as now I can go through. Before I couldn't do this. I couldn't go through and manage each party member's inventory this way. So now I can take and put items that she's carrying into our shelter storage. And we have a couple medical bags here. And for some reason I have 7 nightsticks. Probably not going to use all 7 of those. But basically you can see how this feature works. This wasn't here before, and this is extremely useful in allowing us to kind of manage our resources. As before, we had to go through individually, take each item from each person, and trade them back and forth. This interface will give us a way to do that without near as much hassle. So Just wanted to give you guys a look at that. That's a new added feature. Another added feature, you probably noticed throughout the course of these Let's Plays that I've been going on and on about the limited medical supplies, which I thought was actually a good feature of the game. It kind of made combat crucial, more crucial. The permadeath makes it crucial, but the dwindling medical supplies leads you to have to make some difficult choices. From this point on in the game, if you do not take someone on your away party with you, they will heal automatically at your shelter. So that's a pretty big game changer there. That's going to change kind of your approach to the game. Now you can actually sub in and out team members who are injured and allow them to heal. So maybe next time around, for instance, I may not bring Joel if Anita, excuse me, has sufficient hit points and he does not. So we did complete Davis's mission, and okay. And this is the same radio message that was out there before. So, okay, well, we did complete. She's the medic, so let's try to talk to her and see if she has anything to say about our newfound medical supplies here. Nope. Okay, so it appears that maybe at this point in the game I actually have to and this is the guy I was talking about that I thought would be in need of the medical supplies. Okay. It was so close to me. It would have been me. It should have been me. I wish I had died that day. And I'm going to choose option 3 here. Maybe you owe it to the ones who died to keep going. Maybe. I need some time alone, please. Okay. Feel better. Okay, so she's kind of starting to come around, I guess you could say. So maybe we might find her as a useful party member here, over the course of the next couple of episodes. And I guess we will go to bed and end the day as we've completed the quest. We get another look at the end of day screen. Allied negotiation bonus. That's an 8, so I guess we've impressed probably Renee. Morale gain from luxury items was 51. And you can see here how the overall mood of the allies is combined to give us our daily morale. And we can see our food consumption. Unfortunately, our food consumption now exceeded our food gain that day. But overall, we still do have a large stockpile. But if that trend continues, obviously that would not be a good thing. And speaking of the food supply, I was just checking on the food supply this morning. To be honest, the pantry's seen better days. I know a place where we might be able to stock up, only, well, I don't know how safe it is. Whatever the risk, we need any food we can get. Well, alright then. The store in question, that'd be Bargain Owl Supermarket, is over near Mason. It's a pretty big place along the highway. Can't miss it. There, marked it down for you. Let me know if you want me to head over with you. Thanks. I'll come get you later. I actually have seen a bug already in this game that ended one of my Let's Plays where the person does not disappear from the doorway and they don't walk away, they just get stuck there. So good to see that that didn't happen this time. Hopefully that means that that is no longer an issue. Just go away. Why? Help me understand. Why are you making this so hard? You of all people should... Okay. So she's obviously distraught and she's kind of... Seems like she's coming around to our way of thinking. One thing I do wish that they would add at this point, I see they've added the inventory management here. I would like to see a feature. Okay, we don't have any ammo for that. I would like to see a feature added where I can see the health of all of my survivors. So I can know who's healthy, who's in need of medical attention, so on and so forth. I think that would be an extremely useful feature. Okay, another combat knife. And I wonder if I can... Oh, beautiful. Just gonna do a little spring cleaning here, but that's one thing that I think, you know, if there was any next convenience that I would have added, I think that's what I would like to see. I think that's gonna make this game a lot easier to play. Okay, Renee is good. Joel, got him with a pistol. He's got a sawed-off. Also, the option to take bullets out of weapons. Pretty much now, once a bullet is in a weapon, you don't have the ability to remove it. So that's another kind of option that they should probably work on. And we're going to go to Renee here. Get her the codeine. And Anita. Get rid of all these smaller caliber guns. Okay, so that kind of shows you how the inventory management has been vastly improved. And we can now move on. Alright, and there's the Mason Supermarket conveniently marked on our map. Would have been nice if he had mentioned this, when we were down in this area, but again, that seems to be the general trend because items do not... Okay, and now we've actually run into one of the random events. It is a roadblock ambush. And it looks like I do get an option as to whether I can participate or not. Doesn't seem like I'd have an option, seeing that it's a roadblock, but maybe the option is to go around. um, or more than likely in this it's for the sake of gameplay that they've done it the way they've done it. Well, it looks like, wow, these guys are pretty well armed. And now we're starting to see actually other factions. This was part of the game that was also promised. These guys are from the Coyote faction. So that's interesting to see the beginning of them implementing that. And I'm going to go ahead and take my shot with her. Actually, you know what? I'm not, because that would use all of her action points. Well, you know what? I think we can actually kill this guy this turn. Not if we miss. Okay, and now we have Renee coming up. Can actually get in one closer. Wow, my to-hit percentages on this guy are not very good. Okay, we don't have enough for flurry. We will go with arm slash. Wow. Okay, well, I don't know if there has been some rebalancing. I know after the last, I don't want to call it an update because they didn't call it an update, but there were changes made to the game prior to now. And at that point, it seemed that my to hit was affected. And I'm not sure if that has gone both ways. If that also affects the computer controlled NPCs. Because it doesn't seem as if the THC rolls have been altered significantly. What it seems like has been done is the random seed that's used to simulate kind of a dice roll. It seems to me that that has been altered in some way to consistently achieve a lower number and thereby affect the amount of times your strikes or attacks land. And there we go. We got 51 points of damage there, and we can actually move her back to a protected position. And that's the end of her turn. Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay, so we received 26 damage there. I do want to stay on my target. Oh, I'm wondering if it might be better. Yep, I would have to move into basically side by side with the guy with the shotgun, and I'd get less damage out of that weapon. The other thing that's been changed is the way that the noise meter reacts. They said that they altered that to make it more realistic. I think now that the sound will dissipate at a... I'm not sure if their perception was that realistic was faster or slower, but it should definitely be different than how it was. Nice. Okay, let's fall back with him. Whoa. Okay. I'm noticing these random encounters now are, these guys are a little tougher than the garden variety bandit, and that really got me good because now I'm actually not able to. I don't have enough AP to swing back, and that hurts big time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move her back. Going to get a heal on Brian DoubleBear. Just because he's my main character, and if he goes down, the game ends. Wow, I'm surprised that guy would run. I'm just surprised that he would run around someone just to get to my lead guy. We have an 85% chance to hit here, so I am going to go with the flurry to try to take this guy out as quickly as possible. And we did a fair amount of damage there, 17 per strike. His armor absorbed 4 points on each swing. And I think I will go with another flurry here. Oh, that hurts when you miss those. Let's get Brian out of here. Joel for a swing. Nice shot. And it looks like from the sound of things we've got some unfriendly guests coming to our location here. You know what? We already made the noise, so I don't see any reason. We don't have a very good to hit chance here. But I'm gonna have to take the chance. I can't let him keep firing at us with that shotgun. This is a very dangerous weapon. So we will fall back. Actually, I'm going to pull everybody away from him and force him to step to us. We have the range. Best laid plans of mice and men. Jeez. He just took my guy down. Oh, great. Okay, so the noise did attract some Zeds. Hopefully not too many. Just going to move her into position for a heal. Get our guy Brian DoubleBear up to snuff, and then we will... so it appears that the noise meter dissipates slower now. Because we've been at 100 noise for quite a while. And it looks like that's the max noise. Because successive gunfire hasn't increased things at all. And we'll move into position. Almost got to take the flurry with 75% to hit. We'll go for it. Oh, that's 2 missed. Oh, no. He went straight for the kill on Joel. Joel is down, and he is not getting up, guys. He finished him with that sledgehammer. That was completely brutal. Oh man, that was actually one of my favorite characters. And he's the guy who actually gave us the location. of the grocery store where we're headed to scavenge food, so I almost have to go for it again. Let's slide back away from him here. Wow. Man, that guy with that sledgehammer is... Oh, this isn't good. This is not good. Yep, and we've got zombies closing in on our location. Even if we kill him at this point, getting to Anita and getting her up and about before this guy basically finishes her with that sledgehammer, even if we can stop him from doing that, protecting her from the zombies who are approaching is going to be extremely difficult. One shot left, gotta use it. Okay, he's almost dead. That's a good thing, because we can probably land one basic attack. Okay. Oh man, we're being swarmed now. You know, in the early versions of the game, when you could use one flurry attack and drop a Z with just that one attack. Oh, wow. I really cannot bear to leave Anita behind, because I know Renee is her daughter. But these odds are starting to look pretty bad, guys. Just scanning, looking for other... Yep, there's another one. So we've got 5 that I see so far. So there's a lesson learned in this game. Wow. Zombie finished him off. There's a lesson learned in this game when it comes to firearms, especially open areas where it seems like firearms would have their greatest advantage. It's actually also where the firearm has its greatest consequences. Now this is kind of awkward because I don't know. Okay, that seems to be enough to get her back up. And that's good because we're pretty much out of medical supplies. I'm going to move her back. Hopefully she doesn't get attacked. We've got her mom, Anita, back on her feet with only 2 AP. Let's get her out of there. Sorry, Joel. And I'm just going to use basic attack on this guy. Kind of fortunate for me that that glitch is still in the game. That actually allows me to loot their corpses without spending any AP. So we will at least get some better armor out of the deal. I wish I had been able to get Joel armored up before his untimely death. You know, as much as I would like to have a heroic standoff where we slaughter all of these undead, I don't think it's going to happen. I think if we stay here, we have no chance of survival. Oh, wow. Yeah, if we stay here, we've got no shot. No way we're going to make it if we stay. Yeah, there's no way we can fight all of these off. Okay. The good thing is that the bodies are actually slowing them down as they stop to feast on the undead, or on the dead. I'm sorry. Um, One downside that I'm noticing to this scenario is that the turns do seem to take longer than you would want. Okay. And it looks like Anita's movement is actually slowed because she is wounded. Oh boy. Yep, they are closing on our injured here. So it looks like they do use that to kind of speed things along, where all of the Zed moves simultaneously. Um, but then there are the stragglers, whose turns, in my opinion, oh, that's not good. She is down to 8 health, and we have almost no healing supplies. Even if we did have more supplies, we're not going to have time to heal her and still make the escape. In the documentation for the game that I read prior to playing, it said the zombies would be slow, shambling type of zombie. Excuse me, the zombies would be slow, shambling, kind of the Romero style zombie. Oh no. Anita panicked. That's another part of this game. You can see that she's kind of surrounded by undead. NPCs will go into a panic and you will lose control of them. And that's what's happened right here. I no longer have control of her. She's gone into a complete panic. There are pills in this game. That you can give, the Soothinum, which I left at the actual base, that I could have given her to snap her out of it. But we would have never had time. There's no way I could have given it to her and still gotten away. And she is food for the undead. She's gone, guys. If you noticed right before she died, an icon came up to the right with a skull. That is the infected icon. That symbolizes that she has become infected with the zombie virus. So she may actually, before we make it out of here, she may actually get up and come after us as well. But Joel, at no point was Joel infected. So we've lost 2 party members. In our first random encounter. So I think you can at least see what that kind of... Oh darn, I blocked her in, didn't I? Okay, we're going to split up and kind of run in two different directions. And they are almost all appear to be kind of after her. A little glitchy there. They kind of walked and then turned and went their own way. But I'd like to hear comments from you guys. Do you think we should go back to the up? You know what? I just remembered they only give you one save game. There is no going back. So the demo is, in a sense, kind of an Iron Man mode, if you will. I really, even if I wanted to, I really could not go back because every save I do actually saves over the prior save. And isn't that convenient that he's just waiting there? So we may have to actually take him out. You know, we've got a pretty good... we don't have much of a lead on him at all, actually. We've got a couple of steps maybe on them. So these zombies are slow, but their animation is a lot slower than their, you know, strategic speed. Strategically, they're not really that much slower than the humans are, than the survivors are. But it appears that once you get so far away from them, they kind of lose your scent, so to speak. So in this video, we've actually seen some good things, some bad things, the random encounters. For the first random encounter, I gotta say this was pretty awesome. You know, the roadblock and the whole deal. You got cars that we would have been able to search, and bandits with good equipment. So awesome there. One bad thing about the game, at least at this point, I don't want people to judge this game's technical aspects too harshly right now because we are in a, you know, very early alpha of the game. But when you get a lot of and there we can see Renee is no longer on our screen here as she is one of the undead. But when you do get a lot of zombies on the screen, you know, the NPC turns start to take a very long time. And I'm not sure if there's going to be an option to correct that. I mean, when I think zombies, a lot of time you think horde. So how many of these situations will there be with, you know, 10, 12 zombies on the map? And if you do have those situations, is there going to be an option kind of to spacebar and to skip the NPC turn? Or are we going to be stuck in these kind of long engagements? If we are in fact stuck in these long engagements, I think that is... Okay, we definitely don't want to abandon Renee. If we're stuck in these kind of long engagements, I think that's going to have a negative effect on gameplay as a whole. You know, for people who do want to sit through it, I think that should be an option because spacebar, skip NPC turn, or skip NPC animation does take away from the immersion somewhat. And I imagine that could for a lot of people. but the long wait time to me is, an equally um, is a flaw of equal proportion. So that's definitely something that I will bring up in the forums if it hasn't been brought up already. If it has been brought up already, it's definitely a post that I will go on and co-sign. Um, oh wow! And these guys, I mean, they just keep coming. Oh, this is not good. Well, guys, we made it out of there. At this point, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to head back to the shelter or if I'm going to try to trudge on to the supermarket. I would hate to lose another survivor because, well, technically, as far as the away party is concerned, right now it's, you know, me and Renee. That's all that's left. So this was a pretty interesting episode. I'm sorry that it ran a little long, guys, but that had more to do with a flaw in the game than it did with my intents as a commentator. But don't forget to tune into episode 14. We'll make that crucial decision whether to go back to the shelter, keep trudging on to the supermarket to resupply our food, and we're also going to have to decide how to go on without two of our party members. Um, and how will the death of two party members affect the morale of the party as a whole? How will it affect the personal morale of Renee, who just lost her mother, Anita? Have they implemented anything like that in the game? Um, well, click the link to go to the next video at the bottom of your screen, and you will find out the answer to these questions and hopefully many more on the Indie Evolution Dead State 7-Day Demo Let's Play. You guys take her easy.